together, you're going to end up where you want to be. How often do you recommend that you get together, or how often do you get together with your clients and kind of check in? And what do you recommend?
Right. So, that's also can be a personal preference. So I stay in touch with my clients quite often. Some clients I speak to every single week. I do stay in touch, of course, annually, but really I conduct reviews, and those can be quarterly, they can be semi-annually or annually. And it also depends on the complexity of the accounts and the household, what changes are happening. So when you have a change, you want to get in touch with your financial advisor and let them know. So it's a case by case, but I try to stay in touch almost weekly with a lot of my clients, especially during the pandemic. It was really key to stay in touch with clients during the financial crisis. So whenever we have times like this, where there's a lot of uncertainty, it's a good idea to stay in touch and kind of take the pulse and kind of understand, what's our game plan? Are we still on track? And do we need to make any changes?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So for you, Lisa, who's the best referral sources? I'm sure that there are probably some CPAs and that don't do anything but taxes and attorneys. Who are the best referral sources for you? And, and who do you primarily refer to for your clients?
Yeah, that's a great question. So for me, the perfect referral sources would be professionals, such as accountants, such as attorneys. In fact, I have a couple of estate planning attorneys, and they tend to be really, really great referral sources. And it's great because we're on the same page, and now we have a team. And what I like to do is when I have these referral sources, I incorporate them into the relationship. And then if I have a new client that didn't come from a referral source, I will ask them who their CPA is, if they have an estate planning attorney, and then incorporate them into the relationship so they're CC'd on statements and that sort of thing. It just seems to work so much better to kind of have that cohesive team together. In addition to that, I have my clients as great referral sources as well, and oftentimes they're referring people just like themselves. So I've been successful helping them solve their financial issues and help them attain their goals, and it's really great when they're sending the same type of person in need to me.
Yeah, no, I think that makes perfect sense. In fact, one of the guests that I had on the show is with a group called All Cities Network, and it's probably a great place. You might want to listen to the episode when it comes out. But it's a great place because it really has the kind of people that you're talking about that all come together in one place. And, you may have a client that, for example, is looking for a new CPA, or maybe it's time for them because they've, started a family that they need to have a trust done, or whatever it happens to be. So I think in your world, the idea of having that community of people with the know-like trust that you can refer to and that refer back to you is critical, especially because life is always changing.
Exactly. And it's nice you build these relationships. I trust these attorneys and CPAs as much as they trust me, and so it's a great cohesive group to be able to, I have faith in them and what they do, and I have confidence, and that's a great relief for me to be able to have confidence in these professionals that I can refer my clients to as well.
Yeah, and I think one of the frustrations, because I've worked with so many people in the financial services industry, is from a LinkedIn standpoint, you're not allowed to have recommendations, and that's almost like, I would say it's like eating dinner with your hands tied behind your back, right? And
right.
So the thing that you can do, though, and this is what I love, is that you are able to educate people. And just knowing that, there are things that you can help them with, like Social Security, things like that, make a really big difference because, we call a blind spot, you don't know what you don't know. And especially in the world of, financial advisors. And what I really like as well is, it's pretty much a male-dominated world. And I think that as women, it's nice to know that there are other women who, can really help us and know what it's like to be, it's just a different way of looking at things. Do you find, you just have a couple of minutes, but do you find that your practice is geared more towards women, or is it 50-50? How does that work for you?
Great question. Yeah, and you're right. I mean, my gosh, I've been in the industry over 30 years, and the percentage of females in the business has not really changed. It's a very, very low number. So it's still a very male-dominated field, and hopefully that will change as time goes by. Well, I would say that I have a mix, really. I have a lot of male clients. I have a lot of couples. But men are interesting. There's a lot of men investors out there that prefer to work with a woman. And I don't know if it's just the style, the straightforwardness of the relationship. But I would say, so for me, it's really a mix. But I prefer to help women out there, women in need with their financial picture. Women make decisions very quickly. They're very easy to work with, and so that's a great group for me. And then we find that a lot of women have challenges out there, whether they're newly divorced, some are widowed, some at an early age, some at a later age, and they are also business owners. In fact, more new businesses are female-owned. And then in addition to that, women stand to inherit a lot of money going forward in the trillions of dollars. So these women are all going to need help and guidance.
Great
financial
point.
Picture. So
if somebody wants to reach out to you,
right.
Lisa, what's the best website or the best way to reach out to you? Because I know our listeners may have questions for you, or they may just want to set up a consultation. So how can they best reach you?
Sure. Well, my website is www.newportadvisory.com, and you go under our team, and you'll see my name there. You can click on my name. My bio is there and pertinent information. My telephone number is 949-622-9000, extension 107. And then email is also great, and my email is lisa@newportadvisory.com.
Well, Lisa, I can't tell you how happy I am that you actually came on the show. I love to, invite my clients to come onto the show because, my mentor, Joel Bauer, says, when you shine, I shine. And I love to be able to, find those jewels, people like yourself that have something that can really help people educate. And you're one of those people. So I'm really glad that you were able to join me today on Unleashing LinkedIn. And I invite my listeners to go and check out Lisa at her LinkedIn profile. You will not find recommendations, not because she's not amazing, but because compliance doesn't allow it. So, Lisa, thank you again for joining us. I look forward to having the show notes there for people to reach out. And remember, if you're not LinkedIn, you might be left out. This is Rhonda Scher of Unleashing LinkedIn, and we'll see you next time.